Good morning, students. Today's class we are going to discuss about the formation of power flow equations in Unit 2. So the content we are going to discuss is first the introduction to power system analysis, post syllabus, then introduction to power flow in power systems, then formation of the power flow equations. So power system analysis. So power system, what is power systems? What is power flow analysis? What is symmetrical fault analysis? In Unit 3 we are studying about symmetrical fault analysis, and Unit 4 unsymmetrical fault analysis and stability studies. So these are the syllabus covered in the power system analysis. So what is power flow or load flow in power system? So power flow or load flow study means it is a steady state analysis of interconnected power system during normal operating condition. So the system is assumed to be operated under balanced condition. The chief informations obtained from the power flow study is bus voltage magnitude and phase angle, real and reactive power flow in each line. So introduction and significance of power flow. So first point is to keep pace with increasing load growth. Second one, for power system planning and operation. Third point, for optimal distribution of power to loads. Fourth point, to keep the voltage level in balance condition. So fifth point, to determine the best location for capacitors. Sixth point, system loss minimization. So these are the introductions and significance of the power flow. So the basic applications of power flow studies and its significance in power system operation and control. First point, to set the active power generation according to the economic dispatch practice. It is economic dispatch practice. We have to set the active power loads at the busbar and transmission line. Second point, to set the reactive power generation and transmission in order to maintain the bus voltage close to the rated values. Third point, to verify that generator should operate within specified reactive and active power limits. Fourth point, to verify that transmission lines and transformers should not be overloaded. So fifth point, the study provides the power systems planning engineer with the information necessary to bring about changes in generation and transmission systems to meet projected load growth in the future. Sixth point, as the study is conducted under steady state conditions of the systems, it provides numerical steady state value initially at t is equal to, at time t is equal to 0. Okay, so this is the initial value of the system parameters for solving differential equations of the dynamic studies. Seventh point is the study is useful for finding the optimal size and location of capacitors to maintain system's voltage profile at acceptable limits. So it helps. Likewise, it helps other voltage control equipments like shunt reactor and static war compensator to be installed at proper bus locations. So these are the types of buses, that is slack bus or reference bus, generator bus, PV bus and load bus or PQ bus. Slack bus is otherwise called as reference bus, generator bus is otherwise called as PV bus and load bus is otherwise called as PQ bus. So this is the example of circuit diagram, schematic diagram of 4-bus system. Okay, so here the load bus is otherwise called as PQ bus. Okay, load bus is otherwise called as PQ bus, and here where there is only load connected and no generation exists, and the real power and reactive power demand is usually denoted as P of DI and Q of DI, and generation is usually usually mentioned as P of GI and Q of GI, which should be equal to 0. The value of power generations at both real power P of J and reactive power Q of J are equal to 0, which is called as load bus. So at this, the real power and reactive power demand are drawn from the supply. The load bus is otherwise called as PQ bus. The other two unknown quantities of the load bus are voltage magnitude and its phase angle. So its magnitude is angle VA, its phase angle is del I at the bus. So power balance equation, generations and power demand equations are assumed to be positive. So next bus is voltage control bus, which is otherwise called as generator bus, PV bus. Okay, PV bus. Okay, here voltage magnitude can be controlled. So at each bus, MV generations can be adjusting the prime mover. So prime mover adjust, we have to adjust it and to control the power generations by varying the rotor angle del. Okay, so the voltage magnitude can be controlled by adjusting the generator excitation. Here the generator excitations, power generations, power voltage magnitude value, phase angle, reactive power All these are given. So the limits also mentioned, which is called as PV bus. So next one is real power. This is losses, PL, QL, or loss in real power and reactive power. This is generation, power generation. This is real power generation minus demand, reactive power generation minus demand. Okay, this is a slack bus. So it in power system, a load flows from generator to load through transmission line. The power loss occurs due to losses in the transmission line conductors. These losses can be included by using the power balance equation. Okay, so here PI and QI are the total real and reactive power. Okay, so PI and QI are the total real and reactive power generations, and this one is power demand, which is mentioned as P of DA and Q of DA are real and reactive power demands, and PL and QL are power loss in the transmission network. Okay, so the values are either known or we have to estimate. So for this reason, always we have to take slack bus, which is otherwise called as reference bus. So these are the types of bus. This is slack bus, which is called as here specified quantities are V and L, and quantities to be determined is real power P and reactive power Q. So in generator bus, voltage control PV, P and V are specified, and Q and L we have to obtain, and which is otherwise called as PV bus. Then load bus is otherwise called as PQ bus. Here P and Q values are specified, and we have to determine V and L. Okay, so here what is the need for this is a very important two more question. What is the need for the slack bus or reference bus? So here the generation of slack bus is such that it supplies the difference in total. So here the slack bus is power generation minus power demand minus power losses. Okay, so generation minus demand minus loss, the sum of the complex power specified at the remaining buses. So this is the slack bus, and this is the reason for the need of slack bus or reference bus in any power system. Okay, so here generally we have n number of bus systems. In that first bus is always we have to consider it as a slack bus. Okay, so the remaining 2, 3, 4 buses are PV bus and PQ bus. Okay, so next this is the example for 4 bus system. So this one is the example for 4 bus system. Here type 1 is a slack bus, generator bus, and type 2, type 2, type 3 are load buses. Okay, so this is the 4 bus system. This is the example for 3 bus system. Here generator 1, 2, bus 1, bus 2, bus 3. Bus number 1 generator is connected, bus number 2, bus number 3 also generator is connected. The shunt capacitance, admittance value are mentioned like this. Here impedance value should be given between transmission line 1 and 3. Impedance value, here impedance in terms of Z is equal to R plus JX. So in this we are going to take R as 0, and only reactance value are mentioned in the question. Okay, so here the capacitance, that is admittance value are given. Here the impedance value is given for between bus number 1 and 3. Here the impedance value is given between bus number 2 and 3. So here we have to apply the KCL equation for each bus I1, I2, I3. So the formula also written like this. So here the admittance matrix for 3 bus system is given in this format. So here Y10, Y12, Y20, Y12, Y3, Y30. Here all the other values are represented with a negative. This is the self-admittance value. This is the mutual admittance value. So here the resultant equation is given. The resultant equation for each admittance of 3 bus system Y11, Y22, Y3. This is the self-admittance. For each bus system equation is given. Then mutual admittance value for each bus system is also given. So next the current equation. So I is equal to V into Y. This value also given. This Y is represented, admittance is in the matrix format V1, V2, V3, I1, I2, I3. So here the resultant equation for YVPQ and QIP. So all the equations are given. This is a general format equation. This is the power flow equation for n bus system. Okay, so the resultant matrix is like this. So this one is generally we know the complex power S equal to P plus JQI, which is equal to V of I. So V of I square VA is equal to Y into VK. So that is we have to write like this. So always I told you that so here the power flow equations are real power and reactive power equations, voltage magnitude, admittance values are given. Okay, so here the power flow equations are given like this. Then here SI value, I bus equal to Y bus into V bus. So S star means we have to write P minus JQI. So V into I format we have to write like this, and the resultant voltage always we will write it as V of K means del K, V of I means del I. So the angle for IK is phi IK. Okay. So this one is the resultant equation. VI into PI minus JK. This VI value comes into denominator. Okay, va? So next one we have to separate terms into self and mutual admittance value YII and YIK. The formula is like this. The formula is given like this. PI minus this voltage will come as a denominator. So the next one is this one is VIA, can be written like the self admittance and mutual admittance. The power flow equation is real power P. Okay, the reactive power. Real power always we have to write it as VA cos theta, and reactive power means Q into VA sin theta. Instead of angle theta, you have to write, since this voltage all the rotor angle is related with rotor angle. Voltage with the K bus V of K and del of K, and voltage with I bus is V of I and del of I. So with respect to K value varies from 1 to N, and I values varies from 1 to N. This one is for real bus and reactive power flow equations. Thank you.